A lot of you guys have been asking me for a Masterfrost one button sequence, but until now we've really lacked the mastery to make it work. However, with the release of the Celestial Dungeons and the gear that comes with it, all that has changed. So now finally we can spec to Masterfrost and pump out some decent DPS. So with that said, let's have a look at the easiest way to play Masterfrost DK in MoP Classic. If you're not already aware, the best way to play Frost DK in endgame MoP is to dual wield weapons and stack as much mastery as possible. For Frost DKs, mastery buffs all of our frost damage as well as obliterate and soul reaper. As we gear up, mastery values scale extremely well, giving flat, reliable DPS across all abilities. And when we combine this with my one button GSE sequence, we get a juggernaut DPS spec that can easily compete in group and raiding content. GSE makes it possible to execute multiple spells on just one button, making Masterfrost DK super simple to use. This setup is perfect if you're playing WoW on a controller or even on a mobile device. With the automation and less buttons to press, it gives the game more of an arcade feel and makes it a lot of fun to play. It's also a great option for players who find WoW too challenging. In our community, we got some old boys dealing with some physical conditions, and for them, these builds are a godsend. Let me show you how it works, and I'll explain at the end of the video how you can get your hands on it. These are the talents that I'm rolling. And although it's completely up to you what you choose, I highly recommend that you pick Plague Leech and Blood Tap. For the major glyphs, I've gone for Dark Succor for that free Death Strike proc, Death and Decay for the speed reduction, and Death Grip for the extra range. For the minors, I've chosen Tranquil Grip and Army of the Dead to lose the taunt. This whole playstyle is built around a one button sequence made with the GSE add-on. Don't get this confused with a one button macro that casts everything. It doesn't do that. What it does do is bundle multiple spells onto one keybind, meaning that we can spam the one button rather than many different ones. And in this case, we have 7 spells in the sequence. Howling Blast and Frost Strike will be cast as soon as they're available. Horn of Winter and Pillar of Frost will be cast on cooldown. Blood Tap will be cast as soon as we have at least 5 charges and a fully depleted rune. And if we hold Alt while spamming the sequence, then Plague Leech will be cast, followed by Outbreak or Plague Strike if Outbreak is on cooldown. The last block in the sequence is for our own cooldowns macro. This macro will automate any of our personal cooldowns, such as racial traits, professions or tinkers, and these will also be cast by the sequence. Masterfrost is one of the easiest builds I've done so far. There are basically only 4 buttons to manage in the main rotation: the GSE sequence, Plague Strike, Obliterate and Soul Reaper. Let's have a look at how it works. On the pull, you'll need to manually apply Blood Plague by casting Plague Strike. Then spam the sequence to start your rotation, and Howling Blast will be cast automatically, maintaining Frost Fever, so we don't need to worry about it. You should only be casting Obliterate when you have one Unholy Rune available and when the Killing Machine and Rhyme procs are not active. To make sure I don't mess this up, I have a weak aura to alert me exactly when to press it. Once our target is around 35% health, we need to cast Soul Reaper on cooldown for either massive shadow damage or a 50% haste buff. If you go for the Plague Leech talent, then hold down Alt while spamming the sequence just before Blood Plague runs out. This will consume your diseases and activate 2 fully depleted runes as death runes. Continue holding Alt while spamming the sequence, and your diseases will be reapplied with Outbreak. And if Outbreak is on cooldown, it'll cast Plague Strike instead. Of course, I have a weak aura that lets me know when to pop this, so I never miss the cooldown. And if you don't like the idea of an Alt modifier, you can just add this cast sequence macro to your action bar and cast it manually. I've been running this build in the new Celestial Dungeons, and with almost 40% mastery it absolutely pumps. I guarantee that if you use it, as long as you have the gear, you'll be pumping out some great DPS. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if there's a class that you'd like to see covered, you can put your request down there. Also, please click like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps to push the content out to more people. Go on, go and do that now, and then I'll show you how you can get this set up. If you want to try this out for yourself, then the first thing you need to do is join my Discord. I've spammed the link in the description so you can't miss it. Once you're in, go to the GSE Sequences channel in the MoP category and look for Masterfrost DK. Once you've found it, go all the way to the top of the page and watch the video guide first, as it explains exactly what you need to do. Also, have a look-see for any other classes and specs that you're interested in. Every channel has information on how to use the sequence, useful macros, talent and glyph information, and links to my membership sign-up. And as a member, you'll receive the officer role in Discord and get access to all my pre-release sequences, videos, macros, and weak auras. You'll also be able to get help and assistance from me should you ever need it. So go on, sign up now, you won't regret it.